Hello everybody, good morning. It is extremely early this morning and I'm always trying to get up and beat the summer heat. But today I want to talk to you because today I'm going to cook this bean. This bean is $2.50 a pound. That's as much as some meat. It's my favorite, absolute favorite bean, I must say. Now, I have all kinds of beans stored, from black-eyed peas to lentils to navy beans. Red beans, I save those. I like them in stews and red beans and rice. But something about beans that I wanted to tell you about. Some people know this, some don't. Beans, a lot of people will soak them before they cook them. It's not necessary to do that. The reason they do that is because they cook quicker. If you soak your beans overnight or for 5 or 6 hours before you cook them, the reason they did it in the good old days was because it took less gas, or of course a lot of them didn't have gas back then. My grandmother never did. She had to cook things on a wood stove. They cook quicker, and that was the purpose behind doing it. It didn't give them any better flavor. It didn't do anything better for them other than they cooked a lot quicker. Now, today it's a little more modern, so to speak, so I don't really mess too much with soaking my beans because I'm going to cook these beans right here today. I'm going to make my granny's fried cornbread. And I'm going to show you. It's easy peasy to make. She did it on her wood stove in the summertime because it was quicker. She got it over with, and it's absolutely delicious. So I'll give you my granny's recipe to fried cornbread. It is something that I've not seen anybody make. I've seen a lot of people. I know how to make cornbread in the oven. I've done it for years and years. But in the summertime, I make my grandma's fried cornbread. It's absolutely delicious. And I will connect it to this one so that you can get it all together in one recipe. But I'm going to get these beans on early this morning, trying to beat the summer heat. I do a lot more cooking in the wintertime. And I also store a lot of food. So I cook a lot in the winter and then put foods in my freezer to help get me through the summer. Because it is hot. I'd show you a picture of an egg that I put outside. But, well, it wasn't put outside intentionally. Actually, there were 7 or 8 of them. They actually cooked. They were almost completely hard, like a hard-boiled egg, but not quite. And I'm afraid it might gross some of you out, but it is so hot it literally cooked the eggs. We forgot them sitting outside, and we remembered them about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and they were almost completely cooked. But I'm going to get these beans on. I'm going to cook them with a little bit of salt pork, and yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, our beans are ready. Now, all I did to these butter beans was I just rinsed them really good and made sure there was no rocks or stones in them, and cooked them with a nice hunk of meat for a couple of hours with just a little bit of salt. And if you need to add more water to them, you do. As you cook it, you just add a little more water, and that's all. Now, coming up next is going to be my grandma's fried cornbread. Okay, this is my grandma's fried cornbread. She made this in the summertime out on her wood cook stove. It was fast, easy. She didn't want to make cornbread in a pan. It took too long, too much heat. And so, hot summer days, this is what she made. Now in this bowl, I have 1 cup of self-rising cornmeal. Now if you can't get self-rising, then you can use 1 cup of regular cornmeal and add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of flour. Now, to this, I did add 2 tablespoons of flour, okay? And to this, we're going to crack us an egg. I'm going to try over here. This is 1 farm fresh egg. And we're going to start out with a 1/2 cup of milk. But we're going to see here if we actually need it. I'm not going to put all of it in there because I don't know. Humidity sometimes changes things. Okay? And so I want to see. I don't know if I'm going to need this. Yeah, I'm going to need it. It's been kind of humid here lately. I may even need more. Oh, yeah. Yep, because this isn't quite the way I want it. So let me get a little bit more milk. That happens. It's way too thick. Now in my pan over here, I have some hot lard heating up. If you don't use lard, you can use oil. Let me see. Let me try that and see. Yeah, that's better. Oh yeah. I'm going to add the rest of this. It's just a few more drops. And that's it. And then we're going to move over here to this nice hot skillet and drop this down in here and see what happens here. Okay, as you can see, I got a nice hot pan of oil or lard. I'm going to drop this down in here. See how that's nice and hot and bubbly? See how that is? Now what I'm going to do this right here is I'm going to splash some of this lard on top so that when it flips, oh, my spatula has water on it. So that when you flip it, it doesn't just splatter everywhere. The batter doesn't. It helps the batter to hold its shape better. So I'm going to splash some of this lard on here. Now if you don't use lard, you can use oil, whatever you use. But this is Grandma's fried cornbread, and it is lip-smacking good. This is what she did on hot summer days instead of what we call a pone of cornbread. And just fry it. There we go. And we're going to fry this on the other side. You see how nice and golden brown that looks? Delicious. And that 1 cup of cornmeal with just 2 tablespoons of flour makes quite a bit. We're going to check the bottom of this and see if the bottom's brown. We have a few more. I want to get a little bit browner. That one piece started crumbling off of it. So we want to get just a little bit browner. But this don't take long, and it is absolutely delicious. With these butter beans, it's going to be really mighty good tasting. Mighty good eats tonight, as they say. We still have more in this bowl here. I want to make all of it. Don't want it to go to waste, and it won't. You know. But it's easy. Just that 1 cup of cornmeal, a couple tablespoons of flour, and you got yourself some fried cornbread. Okay, we're going to just let this drain a little bit. We've got a plate sitting over here, ready to put this in. Put some paper towels on it. It's a paper plate too. I'm the dishwasher around here. I don't own one. So I do cut a few corners when it goes to dishes. I don't want to drain this on a regular plate because then I got to clean it. In a paper one, I can just throw it in the garbage. Now, I'm going to get the rest of these in here. I think I got enough for one more. Yep, I sure do. Let's set this over here, this bowl out of the way. Let's see here. All that is. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be anything. They taste delicious. You know, I never met other people that had ever done this. They'd never heard of it. They bake what they call a little thin type cornbread, but my grandmother was the only person I ever knew of that actually fried cornbread. I ran into a lot of people who have come over to my house and they just love this stuff, but they said they've never known anybody to do this. And I said, well, this is what my grandma used to do. In the hot summer, she didn't like to fire up that wood stove with the oven on it to make cornbread, and she would make this on top of that wood stove. You know, there's probably other people who made this, or their grandmothers, or somebody in their family has done this before. I don't think my grandmother was the only person in the world who did it, but I do think there's a lot of people who don't know about this. And I wanted to share the recipe because, you know, hot summer days you may not necessarily want to fire up your oven either. And this doesn't use as much heat, and it can be done on your wood heater. Sure can. Cast iron skillet on top of that wood heater and get your oil nice and popping hot, and you can just mix up a batch of this and put it on your wood heater. And yummy. Gotta get this cooked on this other side here. Boy, is this gonna be good. Well, check this here on the bottom. I'll give it just a little bit more. These little crumbs on the side, my dogs are gonna love it. They love it. Little treats like that. I'm going to make a video and show you how to make treats for your dogs. And not that expensive to make it all, and they're really not that hard at all either. And they're really good for the dogs too, compared to what you buy at the stores. So, okay, that one looks pretty brown on the bottom. Yes, sirree. Here we go. Take this one up. And that's it. Well, I hope you'll try this recipe. I do. Let me pull this plate over here so you can get a good look at these. I'm going to show them to you. There you go. Delicious. And I hope you'll try this. And God bless you, and may you have a blessed day.